There's a new gathering for young adults that's in the works right now. I'm Jeff Eisner, and welcome to God Works Weekly. Well, let's begin with Bethlehem Lutheran in St. Louis and how they're connecting to their community, and they're doing it through Bethlehem Lutheran Creations. It's a custom printing and design services shop that works through the church. And here's Pastor Gerard Bowling on what they're doing and how it's helping in St. Louis.
We actually have a print shop, and our print shop is called Bethlehem Lutheran Creations. It's located at our University City campus with All Nations Lutheran. There's stickers, vinyl signs, yard signs, anything you can think of that you would need for your ministry or people need in their lives. You can make it ready to order here, and it supports missions in North St. Louis City and the people who live and move and reside here.
Cool to see with the school, food pantry, and so many other ministries. Great to see how Bethlehem Lutheran is connecting to their St. Louis community. All right, Zach Zender is starting up a new network with the idea of getting young adults more engaged in the church. He's calling it the Hodos Way and the Road for the Next Generation. They're planning a huge young adult gathering next year and are working to get some of the church's influencers together to make it as big as possible. They're doing that this year. Obviously, connecting with young adults has never really been a strength of our church. Dr. Tracy Swank from Church Doctor Ministries talks about this challenge.
We constantly struggle with how do we get young adults? How do we attract them? But then we don't really go and build relationships with them. I think about, a lot of the relationships that we have already inside of our churches is with, the people who are already there, right? And so we don't think about going out and even not, we don't have to go very far. It could be, nieces and nephews or grandkids or whatever it is, but just to have conversations and to be those disciplers and those mentors and encourage those young adults. But first we have to get to know them. So, maybe stop asking, how do we get them in our church, and just start asking, how can we get to know them better and serve them in ministry?
Going inside Concordia Market, if you've already joined Jesus on his mission, Greg Finke tells us about the Next Steps retreat that might be perfect for you and your congregation.
I just got an email from a church that we did what we call a Next Step leadership retreat, which is really figuring out, what's our mission and how do we prepare our people, disciple our people to participate in that. They've now had about 2.5 months of implementing their plan. And I just got an email this morning. The pastor and the lay leaders are so excited because that sense of excitement and understanding of what the mission is really accelerating with their people. They got several Joining Jesus classes going now because people are like, hey, I want to know how to do this. And it's simple, it's biblical, I can do this, right? And so the joy of hearing about a congregation where a few hundred people now are going out and spreading the seed in their neighborhoods and workplaces and schools. And I'm very excited because, they're doing it. And so it won't be another few months and I'll start hearing about good stories about how conversations are happening or how baptisms are happening or how people are maybe thinking about coming, maybe go with them to Easter worship when they've never gone before. And all because they're joining Jesus on his mission in the places they've already been put.
Get more information here at concordiamarket.com/dwelling1-14. Time for What You're Reading. Last week we had Priscilla Newton on, and this week we've got Bob Newton. So Bob, what you reading?
There's a recent book by John Davidson called Pagan America, and that's why I say postmodernism is post, because he's now talking about the rise of pagan America, which is quite different, where Americans are enjoying the gifts that Christianity and Christendom brought them, of the Imago Dei, of rights for every person, and all the things we enjoy in America as an experiment by our forefathers based on Christian presuppositions. And the presupposition now is we can abandon Christianity, Christendom, and Christians, the church, and still enjoy the gifts they gave us. And his thesis is, you can't have the gifts unless Christians and Christianity remain intact, because they belong intrinsically to God's reign through his church. And without that, you will return to paganism, which operates with a totally different set of presuppositions, where you are master, enslave, and power rules. Fascinating book. It's a dark read, by the way.
Well, thanks, Bob. Don't forget to give us a like and a share, and we'll have links to everything that we've covered in the show notes. Make sure to check those out. Also, send us those story ideas about the cool things that are happening at your church or in your community so that we can highlight them. Thanks for watching God Works Weekly.